Well, hey, everybody. I am here with a customer of Gussy's Gut, Elizabeth, and we'll just keep her last name out of it, and Floyd, her dog, Floyd. Now, real quick, hi, Elizabeth, by the way.
Hi, Rob.
Thank you for agreeing to do this.
It's my pleasure.
So, Elizabeth and I bumped into each other because she can tell you if she'd like, but I'll just make it really simple. She ordered a trial pack, really loved what she saw in terms of results, ordered more, and that got lost in the mail. And I got wind of that, and we just sent her another, pack and all that. And when she sent me the reply back, she sent this long email that was a beautiful testimonial. And then I said, I asked my staff if they'd invite her to be on with me here. So that's where we're at, right, Elizabeth? Is that pretty much how you remember it?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So we don't need to get into the USPS issue, but what we can talk about is you got a trial pack from us, and you started with that first, and you're one of the lucky people. You said you saw results right away. So would you just first walk me through what you were hoping, what changes you were hoping to see, or benefits for Floyd, and then what you ended up seeing after the trial pack?
Okay. My story, if I'll back up a little bit, I also have an autoimmune condition. So I have an incredible integrative doctor who has taken really good care of me for the last 10 to 12 years. And so I have probably a little bit of personal experience with understanding the importance of gut health, our gut microbiome, and all of the things that encompass really dealing with autoimmunity, like, basically dialing in lifestyle, eating a nutrient-dense diet, really working on gut health, and, all of the things. So after conventional medicine really didn't touch Floyd, I knew I kind of needed to seek some other more holistic options to try to work on increasing his gut health. So his story begins in July of last year. We were just walking through the yard, and he sneezed. And Floyd is an incredibly healthy, almost 9-year-old Welsh Springer Spaniel. Never had any health issues with him. He's just been active, jolly, wonderful dog. So, a sneeze for me was just like, okay, a sneeze. But then I kind of looked at him, and I saw like what came out of his nose was like a lot of snot. The consistency of the slime that our kids used to play with. I was a little alarmed by that. I had never seen anything of that quantity. So I watched him for a few days, ended up taking him to the vet. They basically started with, let's treat this as an allergy. That did nothing. From there, it continued to progress, and they put him on doxycycline, clavamox, and prednisone, which made him really unwell. He got very sick from that. So we had to kind of come back from that. And to make a long story short, over the course of July to basically October, he was on Baytril, Convenia, just so many different antibiotics. And I'm panicking a little bit because I know what can happen to our gut microbiome when we are taking a lot of antibiotics. And I was just very concerned. So I started looking at his diet, all the things that I did for myself with an autoimmune condition. Because I'm thinking conventional medicine isn't really touching this. What can I do? So I basically changed his food to a very high quality air-dried food, and started implementing some really good supplements. And that is how I found your product. So I started him with that. And basically he went to the University of Georgia, saw internal medicine specialists, and there was nothing they could really do for him other than basically put him on some prednisone and treat him for what they called idiopathic lymphoplasmatic rhinitis, which just means he has nasal inflammation from an unknown cause. He had a CT scan, he had a scope, everything to rule out fungal plaques, foreign bodies, tumors, all the things. He had none of those things. He just had snot. So so basically, no one wants snot constantly. He was reverse sneezing a lot, which if anyone has ever heard their dog reverse sneeze, it's loud, it's scary, and it'll, you'll jump a foot when you hear it. But more than anything, I just wanted him to be well. He was clearly going through it, with all of this. And so finding your product was really, really like a game changer. I started him on it. I was giving him 1 teaspoon twice a day. He's right at about 50 pounds. And he perked up. I noticed within like a week, he started to just have a little more energy and a little more pep. And he was just excited about things again, like he was wanting to chase the squirrels and he was wanting to, engage a little bit more. And I just noticed he was starting to feel better. His stool was getting better the more he took it. So instead of, and you can imagine with all of those antibiotics and medications, there's a lot of side effects with that.
Yeah.
So, the stool improved, his energy improved. He wasn't reverse sneezing constantly. He wasn't up all night doing that. He didn't have a lot of discharge from his nose. So there was just a lot of improvement fairly quickly.
Hey there, this is Rob Ryan. I just want to say how much we enjoy making this content for you here. And if you are enjoying it, would you like our video down below? And would you subscribe to our YouTube channel? It sure does help us get discovered by more people like you who need information like this. And also down below in our description, the top link is to our trial pack. We hope you'll order one for your dog so your dog can have fermented superfoods that give them nutrition like they can't find anywhere else. Hard to get nutrients that are easily absorbed. Thank you very much. Now back to the show.
Good. Now, do you think the antibiotics killed his energy or his drive for fun?
I think that is a real possibility because, to be fair, he was not feeling poorly. Nothing changed until the medication was introduced.
Sure.
So I think it's important. I mean, conventional medicine is really important in veterinary care, and there's a time and a place for it. Absolutely. Sure. 100% think that's the case. And I do respect my vet's decision. They were treating the, they were treating what they thought they could treat with the antibiotics. Conventional. Yeah, exactly. The dog's not talking to them. They don't know how it happened. So they're just treating as best they can. So, I understand that they did the best they could, but none of their therapies were working. So that's why I was really happy to try some other things.
Yeah. Well, you'll know, because you have a really great, as you've said, an integrative doctor, which another word for that could be they might have some holistic modalities that they use. I mean, integrative is a big term. It could be, they could have masters in acupuncture. They could be Chinese herb specialists. They could be nutritionists. They could be all kinds of things. But usually it means there's more to their toolbox than just drugs.
Yes.
And drugs are, I'm the first one to say, like when you need steroids, they're the best thing in the world, but there's usually a downstream effect, a consequence. There's a bill to be paid on the other end of that. And sometimes it's really bad. And when you add antibiotics, at the same time, you're lowering the immune system with steroids.
Yes.
Whoa. It could be a really big problem. So typically what happens is it's a whack-a-mole game where we have a lot of they're hitting one down, another one pops up because of a used, and there's you absolutely have a very, very serious and very serious action. You want to keep those more extreme efforts and the nuclear option. You want to keep those to the very end because they are, they're very serious. So you turn to nutrition.
Yes.
And so you changed the diet. Great. And then it looks like that was positive. And then you added our product, Gussy's Gut Daily, to it. And so tell me what happened during the trial.
I think really what I noticed initially was his overall energy level increased, from being, you could tell that the antibiotic usage and the steroids had kind of taken a toll. It had really zapped his energy. So the first thing I noticed was he kind of perked up. He became more interested in just a lot of things. He was eating well. Most dogs, it takes, there comes a point with all the medication where they just look at food and they're just like, like, I don't even want to eat. I don't want it. I'm just going to lay here and, all of the things. So I noticed his appetite just really improved with the product. He loves how it tastes. And it smells good. It reminds me a little bit of, I don't know, like a Parmesan cheese smell. There's a little bit of it, which, most dogs love that. But he really liked how it tasted. But mostly I noticed he perked up. And then, like I said, stool health improved dramatically. His energy levels were really so much better. He just became more himself again. I got my dog back, which was really awesome.
So what about the mucus or the snot?
So the snot, we still have snot here in Georgia. It's April. It is prime pollen season. So I think the pollen aggravates the sinus issue. He does still have snot. We were in the yard all day yesterday. So last night was a little bit rough for him. He had kind of a rough night with a lot of sinus. However, the sinus, and you have to understand, I've been without your product until just recently. So we're back on it about a week now. And so we're getting back into, the improvements that I saw once before. But what I noticed with the product is when he's on it consistently, and he takes it twice a day, every day, and that's 1 teaspoon twice a day is what he's taking.
And he's how much does he weigh?
He's right at 50 pounds.
Okay. So one teaspoon per 20 pounds, you're doing 2 teaspoons. Great. So you're doing just our great normal, minimum. And it's not really a dosage because it's not a drug. It's a recommendation, but
right.
Yeah.
And then what I noticed with the trial package was the longer he was on the product, the less snot there was, the less reverse sneezing. I wasn't pulling snot out of his nose with a tissue, right? He wasn't sneezing big blobs of it out of his nose. So it does help. I think, I don't know if it dries it up or just eliminates it. I'm not sure. I really don't know, which was why I really wanted to continue the product. I want to see what happens. What exactly is happening here. Will improving his gut health overall increase his overall health, right? So, maybe there's something sinister going on that we didn't know about prior to this. And, it could be, working to help repair that. I don't know. Like I said, he was always very healthy. So, but there was a decrease in the mucus, and if you could just see what it looked like, it's so gross.
Oh, I can imagine.
And there's so much of it. There's just so much of it.
Yeah, and also just you could imagine, poor Floyd having to, deal with it and think, you're feeling it and you're.
Well, exactly. Think about being congested for like 7, 8, 9 months.
Oh.
Or having like a sinus infection for that long and what that must be like. I can't even imagine. It just wears you out. So yeah. I'm a big fan.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that with us. And I think that off camera, what we can do is I'll refer you to maybe a really great Chinese herb company that you can just look at and investigate.
Okay. Sure.
And then I think there's probably still a good amount of rebuilding to do of his gut health. I'll give you some suggestions of that and some other things you could do with his food. They're all whole food based. And you certainly could turn to probiotics, but it sounds like he is
taking a probiotic. I do give him a spore-based probiotic. I am giving him some extra omega-3s in addition to your product. And he's also taking some colostrum. I also take that colostrum. So I really have kind of taken from my toolbox and given to him things that I know have worked that are safe for dogs. And I love that your product has things that support the detox pathway. There's the cruciferous vegetables, like you have dandelion in there. You have so many good good things in there that are really helping, overall health and wellness. So yeah, I'm excited about it.
Well, good. Thank you for all of that. And so I've got a couple ideas I'll share with you, and then we'll just see how it goes. And if do me a favor, reach back out to us if all the mucus and snot goes away. And I know we're in a super tough time with allergies. Did you adopt him, or did you have him since a puppy?
So he was a show prospect puppy, and that was surrendered back to the breeder because he had some entropion issues. So he had some eye surgery, and I guess the owner there was no hope for show prospects. So the breeder, I had just lost a Welsh Springer that was near and dear to my heart. And as you know, any dog that we are ever blessed to share life with is special. So he came to me that way. The breeder was just like, I really think this is going to be a good match. Please consider taking him on. I'm like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
So you've had him since really little?
Since he was about 6 months old, I would say.
Okay. So you don't know 100% of what he was fed and all that stuff then, but you have a good idea probably.
I'm sure it was kibble. I mean, I'm sure he was on kibble. I fed my dogs kibble for the longest time because I didn't know. I didn't know about... I feel like there's just been such a movement in educating pet parents on nutrition and what we're feeding our dogs. And I'm so grateful for that. Our dogs have been fed so poorly for so long. And I think know better, do better. Now that we're knowing, we need to do better. We need to be good stewards of these beautiful creatures that we're entrusted to care for and share life with. And it doesn't have to break the bank. It doesn't have to be difficult. It's very doable. We need to know. We need to know what to do, how to do it. And I just feel like they're such a gift every day. Every dog is a gift.
You're great. I mean, it's like you're just articulated perfectly how I feel and how everybody feels. You did it on camera, and so like you just did everybody a really good service. I really appreciate that, and I agree with you. By the way, my 7-year-old black lab Gus, he also has entropy. Is that called entropy? It's the eye
entropion. It's an entropion. It's where the eyelid kind of rolls down and out.
Yeah. So when I brought him to the vet the very first time when I had him very, very young, he said, my vet told me that. And I said, oh my gosh, what's that? And he said, it probably won't be a problem. There could be a procedure if you want to do it. He's a very minimalist, holistic vet. And he's never had any issues with it at all.
Good.
In 7 years. But I also think there's a magic with really healthy living. There's a magic with all these weird things that you think can be problems. I mean, all sorts of things. I had a dog with esophageal paralysis. Never had a problem,
I had a golden that had that.
Yeah. So, if you can focus folks on really good diet, really good whole foods, nutrition, get yourself educated and put as few of things that are artificial lab created, which are a lot of supplements. Vitamins and supplements are created in labs. They're synthetic. Even the ones that say a lot of times whole food based, they are and they are not.
Correct.
Because they're made in these huge supplies, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, but if you can tweak the diet so most of the nutrition comes out of the diet.
Yes.
Like I'd rather get my vitamin A from beef liver and heart organ meat, or or animal organ. It doesn't have to be beef. Than a vitamin. So there's ways you can tweak the diet so it's just really great. In fact, we have, I don't know, Elizabeth, if you know this, but we have a group on Facebook about gut health. It's a 60-day challenge. Do you know about that?
No, I don't. I don't know about that.
Okay. So all you have to do is go to challenge.gussysgut.com. I bet you I have a URL. Here I do. challenge.gussysgut.com.
Okay.
And sign up there, and anybody's welcome. It's free. It's 60 days. We take you through 8 weeks. So 8 separate challenges every week. It's super easy, positive, You can do it with a busy schedule, and you report your findings, your results from every challenge, and everybody shows you theirs. It's it's a beautiful, positive group. And so we welcome anybody who wants to come at any time.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So I'm just so pleased to hear all this, and I really appreciate you taking the time to, here on a Tuesday to share this with us. And can we see Floyd? Do you have the ability?
Floyd, come here. Do you want to be on? Do you want to say hello? Come here. Come up. It's like, am I allowed up?
Yeah.
Floyd,
oh, come on.
Say hi, Mr.
Oh,
Brooks.
Floyd.
Here.
What a sweet.
No.
Oh, Floyd.
Okay. Look, here. We have one of your Gussy guttable treats.
Okay, there you go. You got the treats too. Oh gosh, look at him.
What a good boy. He says they're so good. I love these.
Oh my gosh.
There you go. Good boy. He said that like, there you go. Say thank you for making such a good product and helping me feel better.
Thank you very much for putting him on the screen. He's beautiful eyes. Beautiful eyes.
He's sweet. This dog has been a blessing. They all are. Every dog will teach you something new, something about yourself, but just like with us and bioindividuality, every dog is different. And we learn so much just by being with them. And they're all different. They're all wonderful.
They are.
Dog.
My cousin Heather told me about something she read from somebody she likes, and I don't remember who that person is, but she said they're the eyes of God. And I thought, how perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, I can't say anything better about dogs. I mean, they're just a gift, as you put it so well. Anyway, thank you very much, Elizabeth. Thank you, Floyd. And I look forward to any updates. Send us any updates your way with the new stops.
We're going to get better. I know we will, because we were trending in such a good direction, and I'm so excited to keep going with the product. And just thank you for making such a good product that I really think is supporting their overall health and wellness. And it's just been a pleasure. So thank you.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. Thanks everybody for watching. Have a great day, everybody.